I'm going to cover this piece with the glue, and then I'm going to slide it on over there. I'll probably need more glue than I've got in this tube, but I'm going to use it up first. There. Now there might be some seepage. I won't be taking this out again. What you would normally do now is pull this out, but it is just binding. That's it. I don't know if this foam tack has gone off. I mean, it's doing a good job, but it does it extremely quickly. I've never known it to perform that way. Okay, I'll put some here where I didn't need to, but with it being foam tack, you can just rub it off, let it go off a bit, and then just rub it off, and it will eventually all come off. Okay, so that's glued in. Man, that was quick. Let's get these on. I'm pretty comfortable. Don't break them, Martin. God, these might not be the best ones either. There, lovely. And I've left the fuel tubing that they had on there. Lovely. I'm going to do this next one over here. I turn it like that, you can see it. Turn it like that, you can see it. So this basically goes top hole I'm using. Clip shut. And that, look at that. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Shall we see how it operates? Right, you come back to life. Thank you. Put the battery in, let it do what it does. Okay, it is slightly down actually. And I need to reverse the servo. That's up elevator. No, it's not. Elevator. Reverse. Up, down, up, down. That's good. No rudder, of course. That's it for those of you who want to hear it. Loads of power. This is the rod here. That is fractionally out of alignment. Now it's not enough to warrant a turn on the clevis, but it is small enough that I can release the grommet and just move it fractionally. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that on camera. Up elevator, down elevator. That's great. I'm happy with that. As I said, I want a blob there, just on the end of that thread. Blob there, just on the end of that thread, just to help hold it in place. And then I want a blob on the grommet, just to stop that vibrate out. And then I want a bigger blob on the push rods at the end to give it a bit of support should anything untoward happen. Look at that speed controller. So what we're looking at here is an Arrows Hobby 30 amp ESC. I'm not bothered about the number of nickel metal hydrides it can take, but it can take 5 to 12 of those. but it does say 2-4 lipos. But it's a tiny little thing and it's really crammed up in there. It's got these kinked wires, which isn't the best things to have at any time, but they are kinked. And also the push rods go through the wiring. It's not even underneath the push rods, it's just sitting on top of them. But there it is. I guess that just sits there. Does it get cooling? I don't know. I think it does because the air ducts come in here and it might... The heat of course is going up and there is an airflow across the top of it, but that's about it. The main wing is screwed on, it is not glued on. There are 4 points. The screws, however, are the tiniest I have ever seen. There we are, that's the 5, but we only need 4 of them. These are great, I tell you, these are really good. If you can get them, get them. They come in different colours, different sizes. I've got a plastic work tray and I just sit this in it, but it keeps all my screws where I need them. Okay, wing goes on, but before it does we need to connect the ailerons. It doesn't matter where, I just like keeping wires tidy and not crossing them. Good to see this has got the clips, so do make sure you connect signal to signal and then the clips just do their job. Signal to signal, yellow to yellow. Right, now before I do those up, I do want to test them. Let's see what they're like. Not much movement, but they are working. So that's right aileron on, that's left. Don't forget it's inverted, so that is correct. Okay. So there's a hole here where most of the wiring seems to be. They will coil up into there very nicely. And if I push them down, they will stay out of the way of that servo. And that is it. So these 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. I suggest we start each one off. Just to make sure we're in those holes before we tighten everything down. Something I'll point out while we're upside down. This is foam here and here. This is plastic. So this is a plastic skid. As this is plastic. These have got little grip marks. And that's how you hold it, like this, when you want to launch. What's next? What's next is the nose. The nose is pound. You could magnetise it if you so inclined, but it is quite a deep hold, so even if you hit the ground and it's magnetised, I think it's going to break. They suggest gluing it. Well, they recommend, the instructions say glue it. That's what we're going to do. I'm not going to use that little tube of foam tack. I'm going to use a bigger tube of foam tack and just see if we can demonstrate how foam tack should work. Now there's no guarantee it will work. This is how I hope I can show you foam tack should work. So you put it on, then you pull it off. You see it's starting to string, that means it's starting to glue. And then once it's done that, you're supposed to leave it for a little while. I'm not going to leave it too long. And then you push it all together. Yeah, see, it's already binding. It's hard to get in, said the actress to the bishop. Excuse that phrase, I've just picked it up again. I used to use it a long time ago. I've just picked it up again. I don't know what caused it or what reminded me about it. There's a lot of over glue, but I did put a lot on, but you can just wipe that off. There we are. That needs to stay up like that. Yeah. There's a magnet back here. And as long as I keep the battery connector on this side, there's some guides here which go either side, it just fits in there really nicely. Be interesting to see what the CFG is like with the bigger battery in it. We're going to take a look at that right away. I see no reason why we shouldn't. My model store recommended these batteries for it. They tried to sell me a 4S, but I decided to go for a 3. 50C high energy, 2800. Now let's see where that centre of gravity comes out. It's got a tiny bit of Velcro here for the battery. I mean, that's it, a patch like that. I will run Velcro all the way along in here. So I can, this one hasn't got any on it, but I can Velcro a battery in any position I wish to do so. Interestingly enough, as you can see there, with the battery right the way back to the bulkhead, there's nothing to strap it in. But I think that's where it's going to need to go. So we'll try to make sure it doesn't slip. What's that like? Just need something to stop it slide forward. Okay, that didn't move that time. What's that like? Ooh! Oh no, look, look! That's great. That is really good. Slightly nose heavy. I think that will be great. I think we should be okay. And that's where that's sitting. Like that. I'll need to put Velcro along there. Velcro it down because there's no straps. I'll have a tab on it so I can pull it up like that and then take it out. So that will work. The strap's next to useless, so I might glue it in here and then I'll run Velcro over the top of it from the beginning of this one here right the way back to that bulkhead will be Velcro. The strap I'll glue across here so I can strap it down as well. That's rather boring work, so I'll get on and do that. Let's check the gyro out, shall we? Let's check the gyro out. So I'm not interested in the C of G for this. What I'm interested in is the function of the gyro. So I'll just pop that in there. The transmitter is on. That's plugged in. Fine. Let's check those. ailerons. Okay, right aileron, it's incorrect. So I also need to swap my aileron. Right, left, up, down, no rudder. Right, let's throttle it up. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Nothing, there's no sound, nothing's happening with it, okay? So this is AS3X mode wind adjustment. You see, you can't see them, I can, they do adjust. The elevator does, and that's buffeting in the wind. It's supposed to help bring that back over this way and this one back over this way. So that's all working fine. This is safe mode, and as you can see this as I bank over. Because there's no control input, this is trying to get it to come back. Do you see that? There. If I turn upside down, it hunts to bring it the right way around. If I've got input, it won't adjust it. No, it won't hunt. It just keeps it stable. Gyro off, you get absolutely nothing. Perfect. There we are. I have a few little things to do on it. I want to put a launch, a throttle elevator mix, which isn't in there at the moment, so I want to mix that so I can put it into launch mode, get 5% up elevator. So because I'm hand launching it, it gives me that little bit of stability or up elevator before I can get down and control it with my right hand. I've got to do some maidens. I've got over 10-11 maidens to do now. I might even have a flying session where I do nothing but maidens. I might have 3 maidens and an aircraft to calm my nerves down, something like that. I just realised I've still got that on. Sorry. Right. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Put a like if you like my videos. Leave a comment. I love the comments. I love reading your comments. So thank you for those. And I look forward to you joining me on another video very soon. Cheers.